Color codes. Further to the predefined options, which are available for the adjustment of the ambient light conditions, the system provides multiple ways to customize the display color and the brightness of each display item separately. Ambient light conditions. Access the second page of the menu, and select Settings. In the classification pane, select Color and Brightness. To adjust the color code, click on the combo box next to the Day-Night section, and select one of the predefined color codes from the drop-down menu. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Dusk, Night. Color codes can also be accessed from the right toolbar, by clicking on the Day-Night button. Every click on the light or dark button changes the brightness by one level. Ambient light adjustment. Each color code can be customized by defining the display color and brightness level of each display item. For example, select Day 2 color code. Click on the display color, and change the character color to green. Now, access the Brightness tab, and select the Level 3 brightness for the character. The appearance of all characters changes accordingly. Repeat this procedure to adjust the other display items. Reset default values. The ECDIS provides a feature to reset a customized color code to its default settings. Click on the Display Color tab in the editing panel, and select the desired color code to be restored. To restore the color code, click on the Default button. All display color and brightness setting items of the selected color code are reset to the default values, adjusting the brightness of the screen and operation unit. This feature can be accessed from the right toolbar by clicking on the Display Brightness button. Adjust the brightness by using the Up or Down buttons. The screen brightness can be adjusted within the range from 0 to 100. To adjust the brightness of the operation panel, click on the Panel Brightness on the right toolbar. To increase the brightness, click on the Up button. To decrease the brightness, click on the Down button. Gray Adjust box. To ensure the optimal brightness setting of the display, the ECDIS provides the Diagnosis feature to carry out a performance check. Monitor Brightness Test. To perform the test, access the second page of the menu. Click on Maintenance, and select Self-Test. To check the monitor brightness adjustment, click on the Grayscale button in the editing pane. The grayscale is designed to help the user check the brightness level of the monitor, and ensure that all colors are clearly distinguished. If any of the colors is not distinguished, the user has to change the brightness level of the monitor. Leave the grayscale diagram by clicking on the screen. To change the brightness of the monitor, either adjust the Display Brightness button or rotate the multi-dial. Color Differentiation Test Diagram. The color presentation of the display might change due to age or incorrect settings on your monitor. Therefore, a color differentiation test is implemented. S57. Color Pattern. To perform a color differentiation test, access the second page of the menu, and select Maintenance. Click on the Self-Test button, and under Monitor Test from the Classification pane, click on the S57 Color Pattern button. The color differentiation test diagram consists of 20 different colored boxes containing diagonal lines. All 20 lines must be visible in every color code in order to pass the test. The test has failed if a diagonal line cannot be clearly distinguished in one of the 20 boxes. In this case, manufacturer's support has to be contacted immediately. To leave the color pattern, click on the screen. Chart Orientation. Chart orientations are used to adapt the chart presentation to the current needs. One example would be the use of ECDIS in Course Up mode to match a radar image displayed in Course Up as well. The ECDIS provides 5 orientation modes for S57 and CMAP charts only, which can be used for different situations. North Up, Course Up, and Course Up angle setting modes are available in true and free motions. This system provides 2 extra chart orientation modes, Head Up and Waypoint Up, which are available only in relative motion. North up. The chart orientation can be changed from the bearing mode combo box in the chart information area. The default chart orientation mode for the ECDIS is north up. North up orientation displays the chart always towards true north, similar to paper charts. Course up. Course up orientation rotates the chart upwards, according to the ship's current heading. However, the chart orientation will not follow any future heading changes. Instead, it stays oriented towards the same direction. To orient it to a new heading, select the course up mode again. Chart objects, such as aids to navigation, will always face upward. Course up, angle setting. Course up, angle setting orientation rotates the chart towards the defined course angle. To set up the angle manually, click in the numerical field of the angle and enter the desired value. Alternatively, increase or decrease the currently set angle via the angle slider. Head up. The chart is displayed by orienting the ship's heading upwards. Unlike course up, the orientation follows changes in the ship's heading. If the chart orientation deviates from the current heading, the chart will be turned automatically to match the heading. Note: head up is available only in relative motion. Waypoint up. Once a route is loaded for monitoring, the waypoint up option becomes available. The chart is rotated automatically, so that the screen is always oriented upward to the waypoint selected in the route monitoring dialog box. Note: waypoint up is available only in relative motion. On-ship movement. This unit describes the three options for monitoring the on-ship's movement. Setting motion modes. To switch between the available motion modes, click on the Motion Mode button, and select one of the following. True motion. In true motion, the on-ship moves across the screen, according to the position sensor input. When the on-ship reaches the predetermined limit, the chart is automatically shifted, in order to keep the on-ship on the screen. In relative motion, the on-ship stays in the same position on the display. The chart, including chart objects, moves relative to the ship's position. Free. The chart can freely be moved and rotated on the display, regardless of the on-ship's direction. While the on-ship is moving, it can disappear from the screen. Mode change, by operation. There are some cases where the motion mode will change automatically from the current mode to another one. For example, when the chart moves, and the on-ship is not displayed anymore on the chart area, the motion mode switches automatically to free mode. When the home button is selected, the free mode changes automatically to true motion mode. Redraw feature. Access the second page of the menu. Click on Settings and select Chart in the classification pane. The border range is used to determine the limit where the chart will be shifted when the on-ship reaches the border range. It is effective only in true motion mode. To set it, click in the numerical field and enter the desired value. The margin, chart rotation, is used to define a maximum angle the on-ship is allowed to rotate. When the on-ship's current rotation angle is greater than the set one, the chart is reset. The margin, chart rotation, is only effective in head-up motion mode. To set the margin, chart rotation maximum angle, click in the numerical field and enter the desired value. Chart area scrolling. This topic explains automatic scrolling and the methods to scroll the chart manually. This is essential for planning purposes or for obtaining certain chart information. Moving the chart with the home button. The Home button is used to center the on-ship position on the chart area. Consider the feature as a coming home function. While in true motion, the ship position is dependent on the border range setting. While in relative motion, the ship will be recentered. The Home button can always be used to bring the chart area at the on-ship position, while in free mode. Moving the chart with the crosshair cursor. To center the chart to a specific position, move the crosshair cursor over that particular point, and click on it. This applies only in true motion and free motion modes. When relative motion is selected, the crosshair cursor's position becomes the on-ship's display position. Moving the chart with the hand cursor. To move the chart, click and hold on the chart pane. With the hand cursor, move the chart by turning the trackball in the desired direction, and release the button. Switching a chart, to be displayed by my port list. Click on the menu button. Open the chart top menu, and select the My Port List submenu. If port names are registered, the display can be centered to the position of the selected port. To switch the display to the chart at a certain port, select the desired port listed in the My Port List dialog box, and click on the Jump button. Displaying the chart by entering the position. The user can also jump to a specific position by entering its coordinates. To use this feature, access menu, open the chart submenu, and select Off Center by entering position. Click in the respective numerical fields and enter the longitude and latitude of the desired position. Confirm with Enter, and click on the Jump to the following position button. Scaling. This topic describes the different options to zoom in or out of the chart. Enlarging selected area. To enlarge a selected area, click on the Zoom button in the chart information area. Position the cursor in the desired position, and click in the chart pane to fix the first corner of the rectangle. Now, adjust the size of the area to be zoomed by moving the cursor diagonally. Click again, and the selected chart area will be displayed. Zoom in and out the chart. There are three options to operate the zoom function on the chart area while using S57 ENCs or CMAP charts. Drag and drop a zoom slider upwards or downwards to zoom in or out respectively. Click the In button to enlarge the chart scale, and the Out button to reduce the chart scale. Use the Zoom In, Zoom Out buttons of the trackball operation unit to enlarge or reduce the chart scale. Note: while using RNC charts, large and small buttons are available. To enlarge or reduce the charts by one scale level, click on the large or small button. Scale and Range button. The software provides the option to display charts by selecting a predefined scale or range value. To change the displayed chart area, click on the Scale and Range button in the chart information area, and select the desired value for scale and range. The set value will be displayed in the chart information area. Scale minimum. The purpose of this feature is to reduce clutter, to prioritize the display of chart objects, and to improve the display speed of ENC data. Access the first page of the menu. Select View. And open the Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane, and enable the Scale Minimum checkbox in the Editing pane. Charts objects are gradually removed from the chart, while zooming out. And will reappear when zooming in. Note: since Scale Minimum attribute is dependent on the chart scale, it is very important to use the compilation scale of the currently displayed chart. Preset displays: Base, Standard, All, Custom. The ECDIS is capable of displaying different information layers. To maintain a safe navigation, it is crucial to evaluate the best solution between displaying necessary information and avoiding cluttering the chart. For this task, presets such as Base or Standard are available. They can be activated by a single operator action, as required by the IMO. In addition, it is possible to customize the information to be displayed. Display modes. To toggle between the display modes, click on the desired display category button in the chart information area. There are 4 types of display modes that will determine the number of objects shown on the chart display. The display base contains the minimum chart content, and this cannot be removed. This display mode is not intended to be used for safe navigation. The standard display mode is intended for safe navigation and should be used as minimum for route planning and monitoring. All mode contains standard display objects, plus all other remaining features. Custom mode is a customizable display mode, depending on the area of navigation and user needs. Customize display. There are numerous chart and display settings available, which can be customized to the current navigation state or task. These include route planning, route monitoring at sea, or during a river passage. Object layer and text display. The custom display can be adjusted via the chart display dialog box. There are 2 options to access the specific dialog box. Either select the custom combo box in the chart information area and select chart display setting, or access menu. View, click on the Options submenu, and select Chart Display. To customize the display, select the View 1 tab, and go to the second page. Select the respective checkbox of the object to be displayed. To customize the text setting items, go to the third page, and select the respective checkbox to be displayed. Note: repeat this procedure for View 2, if the View Multi-View Mode feature is used. Text size. This feature is used to customize the size of the displayed text, depending on the set chart scale. In the first page of the editing pane, move the text size slider left or right to decrease or increase the size of the displayed text respectively. To set the size to its default value, click on the Default button. Date-dependent chart objects. Some chart objects are only relevant for certain dates. These objects have the date-dependent attribute assigned. To highlight date-dependent objects on the chart area, select the Highlight Date-Dependent checkbox. To change the displayed date for such objects, access the Chart submenu and click on Date-Dependent View. If the Enable Date-Dependent View checkbox is deselected, the current system date is taken into account. To display the currently active objects. To set a desired time frame, recommended during passage planning, select the checkbox, and set the displayed date accordingly. Chart Legend. The chart legend provides various information, data, about the currently displayed chart. Chart Legend. To access the legend of the currently displayed chart, right-click on Chart Area, and select Cursor Pick. The Chart Legend tab contains useful information related to the current chart. ECDIS Chart 1. Open the Chart submenu and select ECDIS Chart 1 from the second page. ECDIS Chart 1 is part of the presentation library and contains a graphical index of ECDIS symbols. It is intended to familiarize the mariner with the color and symbol coding used by the ECDIS. The PIC report has to be used to access further information about particular chart objects. Note: the ECDIS Chart 1 is intended for offline use and during route planning. It is not needed during route monitoring, when the mariner can use the PIC report to find the meaning of chart symbols. Chart abbreviation. The ECDIS provides a dialog box where all used chart abbreviations are explained. To access this feature, access menu. Click on Chart and select the Chart Abbreviation submenu. Traditional and simplified symbols. The ECDIS offers the choice to display traditional symbols, as shown on paper charts, or simplified symbols that are designed specifically for use on an ECDIS. Switching symbol type. Symbols for points and boundaries can be displayed in different ways. Access the menu. Click View and select the Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane and access the first page of the Editing pane. Area boundaries can be displayed as plain or symbolized by clicking on the respective button. Chart symbols can be displayed in a traditional way, like in the paper chart, or simplified by clicking on the respective button. There is no official recommendation, which means the settings depend on operator's marked preference for the displayed style. 2 depth shades and safety contour. The 2 depth shade mode displays the safety contour on the chart pane. The safety contour separates navigable waters, white, from waters to be avoided, blue. Note: colors are indicated for daylight setting only. Two color depth. Access the menu. Open View. And select Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane, and go to the second page of the Editing pane. To select the 2 color depth, deactivate the 4 shades checkbox. Safety contour. To set the safety contour, click in the numerical field of the safety contour and enter the required value. The safety contour line defines the barrier between navigable and non-navigable waters, and is used for anti-grounding checks during route planning, as well as during the voyage. Note: the contour lines are limited to certain intervals, depending on the available hydrographic data, on which the chart is based. Therefore, the actual displayed safety contour is always the next higher available contour line to the value set by the user. Isolated danger symbol. The isolated danger symbol includes small shoals, rocks, wrecks, and obstructions that pose a hazard to the ship. Access the menu. Open the View top menu and select Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane and go to the second page of the Editing pane. Navigators have the possibility to control the display of isolated danger symbols in shallow waters by selecting or deselecting the Shallow Water Dangers checkbox. This option is beneficial in certain circumstances, especially when navigators will have to cross the safety contour. The display of the symbol is directly related to the set safety contour value. Note: in custom display mode, the user has the possibility to display all the chart isolated dangers. This can be controlled in the second page of the chart display dialog box via the All Isolated Dangers checkbox. In all display mode, the checkbox is active by default. For depth shades and shallow deep contour. The 4 depth shade setting differentiates further between different water depths. The following colors apply to daylight setting only: dark blue, drawing line to shallow contour; light blue, shallow contour to safety contour; gray, safety contour to deep contour; wide, greater than deep contour. 4 depth shades. Access the menu. Open View and select Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane and go to the second page of the Editing pane. To activate the 4 depth shades, select the 4 shades checkbox. Shallow contour. To define the shallow contour, click in the respective numerical field and enter the required value. The shallow contour is set by the mariner and used by the ECDIS to distinguish between medium shallow and very shallow waters on the display. Note: if the set shallow contour is bigger than another set contour or depth value, the latter will be set automatically equal to the shallow contour. Deep contour. To define the deep contour, click in the respective numerical field and enter the required value. The deep contour is set by the mariner and used by the ECDIS to distinguish between medium deep and deep waters on the display. Note: if the set deep contour is smaller than another set contour or depth value, the latter will be set automatically equal to the deep contour. Safety depth. The safety depth defines the threshold at which spot soundings are highlighted on the chart. This is to show the operator, at first glance, if spot depths smaller than the preset value are in the vicinity. In the base and standard display, soundings are not included. Setting up the safety depth. Access the Options submenu. Click on Chart Common in the Classification pane and go to the second page of the Editing pane. To set up the safety depth, click in the respective numerical field, enter the required value, and confirm with Enter. Safe soundings are displayed in light gray, while unsafe soundings are highlighted in black to focus the navigator's attention. Continuous Safety Watch. The Look Ahead is a feature that monitors a user-defined sector ahead of the own ship. It gives visible and audible alerts as soon as a potential danger exists within the borders of the sector. To work, the Look Ahead sector must be active, otherwise, no alert will be triggered by the system. Adjusting the Look Ahead settings. To become effective, the Look Ahead function has to be activated, and its parameters must be adjusted. Access the second page of the menu. Click on the Alert button, and select Look Ahead in the classification pane. To enable the rectangle, select the Use Area Rectangle checkbox. The size of the rectangle can be adjusted by entering the desired values in the length and width numerical fields. To enable the sector, select the Use Area Sector checkbox. The arc of the sector can be adjusted by entering the desired values in the radius and width numerical field. The Look Ahead function is displayed in front of the vessel in the chart area. It checks the chart continuously for dangers, such as crossing of the safety contour, objects like buoys or beacons, or special condition areas. When an object is detected, an alert will be triggered, and the object is highlighted on the chart. Special condition areas. The special condition areas that trigger an alert can be specified. Access the second page of the menu. Click Alert, and select Special Condition Area in the classification pane. In the editing pane, select the desired checkbox from the displayed list. The selection of these areas will be used during route check function as well. Click on the Alert Priority combo box to select between warning and caution alert messages. Chart indications. This function provides means to turn the chart indications for different categories of objects on or off. To access this function, open the View menu and select Options. Next, click on the Graphical Indication button. To remove the indication for one of the three categories, untick the corresponding checkmark for Safety Contour, Navigational Hazards, or Prohibited Areas and Areas with Special Conditions. Whenever a chart indication is removed, a permanent indication informs the user. Chart indication display. The Look Ahead function will trigger an alarm if it detects the crossing of the safety contour. Therefore, the area of unsafe water is also highlighted in red on the chart display. All other detected dangers are highlighted in yellow. If an area covers the whole searchlight, its borders will be highlighted to indicate this. In some cases, this might obstruct the visible indication of smaller objects. Therefore, it can be reasonable to remove the indication, for example a restricted area, to make sure that smaller areas, or buoys, are highlighted instead. Depth Below Keel Alert. The Depth Below Keel function is another tool to prevent the vessel from grounding. Access the menu. Open the Alert top menu, and select Depth Safety Contour in the classification pane. To set the threshold value for generating an anti-grounding alert, Enter the required value in the depth below keel numerical field. When the depth below keel reaches the set value, an alert is generated, regardless of the look-ahead sector parameters. Information query, pick report. The pick report function is used to acquire additional chart information that is not displayed by default. Access pick report dialog box. The ECDIS provides the pick report feature to get immediate information about an object or area in the chart, or the chart itself. Right-click on the object, or on the desired position in the chart area. The pick mark and the context menu are displayed. To open the pick report dialog box, select cursor pick from the context menu. All available chart objects for this position, chart, and update information is listed in the dialog box. Object, chart, and chart update information. To obtain object information, select the Object tab from the Pick Report dialog box. The information provided can be filtered by selecting specific geometric primitives and object groups. The Object List area provides information about the picked objects and their geometry. To get detailed information, select an object from the Object List area, and make sure that the Display Administrative Information checkbox is selected. All available attribute and value information is displayed in the Object Information area. To obtain additional chart information, select the Chart Legend tab. Select a chart name to display information about a specific chart only. When the Update Log tab is selected, the chart update history is displayed.